So this week's lesson is going to be about taking advice and how being able to take advice is something that will help you in the workplace, help you kind of give you an edge in the workplace and life. So I've been on Zoom. Thought we might as well just do this week's lesson on Zoom since I'm already here. Plus, it gives you an idea of what online courses like our GEM course is like, and you get a sense of what it's like to have a live lesson. So today's lesson is all about how you can really jump ahead, get an edge if you can learn from other people. And that means learning from other people by their actions and then the results of their actions or their decisions. So take a look at their success, take a look at their failure. And if you have the ability to watch others and learn from them, that will give you an edge again, in work and in life. For this video, for this lesson, we're going to talk about being able to take advice. We get advice all the time, but most of us don't apply it. We hear it and we acknowledge it. So for example, someone might tell you, or maybe they've told you recently, you really need to quit watching so much TV, or you need to get out and exercise more, or you need to, eat more vegetables, whatever the case may be. We might agree with them, and we might even say, when they tell us something, we say, yeah, I know. But often that's where it stops. So can you imagine if all these things that people have told you over the last year or so, make sure you get a good night's rest, make sure you take a break during your homework, or when you're working at school, you're working or you're at school, take a break. If you applied all these things, just imagine how you could improve or maybe perform better. And so that's what we're going to talk about. How is it that we can take advice? What we need to do really, and here's our sage advice is that you need to understand what is it about our brain that sometimes prevents us from actually applying what people tell us when they give us suggestions or recommendations. So here's a point. Our brains can handle tremendous amounts of information. You can research it. There are some people who say there are, millions, billions of neurons, and that our neurons fire at a rate of, anywhere, hundreds of times. If you do the research, you'll see that brain activity is incredible, right? Putting it into something that we can really understand, some scientists say that an adult makes 35,000 conscious decisions in a day. So in order to make a decision, your mind has to take in a lot of information, and then you make a decision. Okay, so now let's again kind of narrow this down so we can see what the point is and how it applies to how we can take in people's advice when they give it to us. Because our brains can handle so much information, our brains just have to touch things and let them go, touch them, let them go, acknowledge them, tag them and bag them, put them, find out things, and then this is what our brain is doing constantly throughout the day. And so sometimes when someone tells us something, we just take that, yeah, I know, and we throw it away. So here's an illustration I like to use. If you're driving, or when you're driving, your brain is taking in so much information, right? So your hands are on the steering wheel. You can feel the steering wheel. Next time you're driving, think about this. How many pieces of information, of data, of stimulus, of input your brain is processing? The next time you drive, do this. So if you're holding onto the steering wheel, you're making sure you're in the lane. You can feel that you're sitting down. The seat is maybe comfortable, or maybe your wallet's there. So you shift. Your foot is on the gas. You're determining how much gas you need to put, more or less. This is all simultaneously, right? Maybe you glance down at the speedometer. Your eyes are looking ahead. They're moving around. Peripherally, you can see perhaps there's cars coming to stop signs on the side. You see some kids on bikes ahead. You're looking at a number of things at one time, and your brain is quickly saying, yes, I know, I know, I know. Yeah, I got it. I know, I know, I know, I know. And it's only until you see that little kid kick the ball and the ball comes out into the street that your brain says, stop, this is something I need to react. So therein lies the key. Whenever someone gives you some advice and you're in this mode, your brain's in this mode of, yep, 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 I got it, I got it, I got it. You have to find a way to slow your brain down in order to see whether or not this is something you should act on. And so here's just two little tips that we tell people in our class. And try this. The next time someone tomorrow or sometime this week says, hey, you know what? You really should, whatever they say, instead of saying, yeah, I know, say, I will, or say, I am. And what this does is it breaks the brain's pattern of just acknowledging it and makes it think, am I doing it? Will I do it? If you can slow your brain down just that much, in other words, you become conscious of advice that's given to you. If you can slow your brain down just enough, the next thing to do is to think very quickly, if I applied this advice, what would be the benefit to me? Would it make an impact? And is it something that if I did regularly as a habit, would improve my performance or improve me as a person or make a difference in what I do in life? Now, in the workplace, if your boss tells you to do something, you're probably going to do it. If a client or a customer tells you something, you're probably going to do it, right? But if a team member gives you a suggestion, or even a family member gives you a suggestion, be aware of what your mind does with all the data. Be aware that if you can slow it down and really try to take that information and see if it's something you can apply, then you will be so far ahead of the competition. You'll be so far ahead of those who ignore the advice that's given to them. So that's just kind of the quick thought of today. I wish you could all be here on Zoom so we could discuss it. So here's the metacognitive part this week. Try and notice that. The next time someone says, you should really quit eating that junk food. You should really eat more healthy. Instead of just saying, yeah, I know, and trying to get it out of the way, out of your mind as quickly as possible, tell them, I will, right? That's going to stop your brain. And then actually ask yourself, if I could just eat a little better, what would be the benefit? And if I did that over the next year and for the next 5 years, what would be the benefit? Again, that's just some sage advice there that we'd like to give you. That it's something you can apply in school, the workplace, and life, and hopefully you'll be able to use it. And always make sure in the comments after you've tried this in a week, whatever you find out about yourself, if you actually do dismiss those type of things quickly, or if you apply it, feel free to write what you found out about yourself in the comments so others can learn from you. Okay? Until next time.